Good morning, everyone. Hi, how's everyone? This is Amy. Hello, Natasha. I'll keep my glasses on for the second to start. Hi, this is Amy with My Tree Yoga, and I'm excited to see you all on this Friday morning and looking forward to a nice practice to get a little bit into our potential energy. So, for today's practice, it would be helpful if you have blocks and a blanket. If you don't have them, don't worry, I'll give you alternatives to it. But in order to start, we're actually just gonna lie down on our backs right away. So everyone go to your mat and I'll just adjust. I'm gonna adjust, I think I can bring the camera a little bit more in. There we go. Yeah. And so everyone lie down on their backs. And I'll just turn down our music. Have a sip of tea. And I'll just be seated for the beginning while I just guide you in this beginning practice on your back. And when everyone's on their back, just to start, why don't you all take a deep breath. Good morning, Courtney, Jane, Emma. So happy to see all you guys. So everyone take a deep breath. Inhale, exhale through the mouth. Let's take another one. Inhale, exhale. And just start to settle in. Just noticing how the contact of the floor on your back feels. Just notice the feet touching the ground. Everyone can be with their back on the floor, with their knees bent, if you're just coming in right now. So feel the contact of your feet touching the earth. And notice the contact of your arms and the back of the head. Just taking a moment to release and let the body really feel this weight and feel the force of gravity. Gravity connects you to the earth. You can start to move a little bit more inwards now. And just begin to observe the movement of your breath in your body. And just notice, become the witness of the movement of your breath. You might notice that your inhale is longer or your exhale is longer. Maybe just notice the breath in your chest. Do you feel any movement in your chest when you inhale? And begin to notice any movement in your belly with your breath. And keep your awareness down in the belly, down in the navel center. Inhaling, there's a slight lift in the belly. Exhaling, there's this release. Letting the whole body feel centered and connected to earth. Maybe just start to notice that little pause after your exhalation. And as you exhale, you notice that pause. There's an impulse, there's a slight impulse to inhale. Just continue to observe. Go a little bit deeper and sense that there's something behind that impulse. And just connect with that deep space. Just continue to breathe there. Connecting with where all of your potential rests. And from this place, deep, deep inside of you, begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling all the way to the top of your lungs. Exhaling all the way down to the base of your sacrum. Inhaling, deep breaths rising from this space all the way up to the top of your lungs. Exhale all the way down and out. And continue to do about 3 or 4 more cycles of this deep breath. Really expanding the whole thoracic cavity as well as the belly. You can make these breaths even a little more intense, adding a slight squeeze on your exhalation. So it's like you're trying to tap into that potential. You're sending this fire down there, deep inside you. And take 2 more breaths with this squeeze. The squeeze is sort of right below the umbilical, all the way deep inside. And then just release this breath. Let the breath become natural. And just listen. Listen to how you're feeling right now. And if you'd like to plant a seed of an intention, go ahead and do it right now. If there's anything that really is rising in you. And then as you're ready, we're going to bend our knees. Bring the knees all the way up to the chest. And give yourself a big, big squeeze. And then you can roll all the way to the right side and all the way to the back side. So you're rolling on your back now, rolling on the spine, warming up the back. Just starting really slowly as we begin to reset and regulate our body through the practice of yoga. And then you can come back to center. And then take your head behind, hands behind your head, And then we're going to start doing some bicycles. So your shoulder blades kind of support you. You're going to start moving. Keep it going. Maybe bike a little higher. And bike a little lower. And then backwards. Moving from potential to kinetic energy. Energy of movement. And then you can bring your knees back to your chest and release your head to the floor. Squeeze your knees in again. And this time we're going to take our legs all the way up to the ceiling, nice and high. And then you're going to open your legs into a V. So I'm just looking up, but you can keep your back on the floor. And we're going to hang out here for a bit. So we sort of let this passive release happen on our inner thighs. Feeling this relaxation and stretch at the same time. And hang out here for 3 more breaths. You can deepen your breath again, kind of squeezing into the belly. See the effect that happens when you add that. And then we're going to bring our legs across and do scissors. And you have the option of keeping your hands behind your head, or if you want to keep your head on the floor and put your arms in a T, that works well too. And then we're going to start to move them down. That's going to get a little trickier. Getting now into the lower abdominals. Notice you might be shaking a little bit. That's good. You're making an effort. And then we're going to go back down again. And then back up with the scissors. And then you're going to bring your legs all the way up, straight up. Okay, and now we're in a T. And then you're going to slowly release your legs to the right side. And then you're going to come back all the way, and you're rolling so your thigh is staying, your hip is on the ground as you twist. And you're going to come back to center, and you're going to do this 3 times each side. So coming as far as you can. Inhaling back to center. Other side. Inhaling back to center. Noticing the effort, you're working. Coming back to center. Last one. Back to center. And then take your left knee into your hand, between your hands. Right leg comes up, and then you're going to release that all the way down to the earth. Slowly, slowly, heel touches first. And when the heel touches, you're going to lift up again. Exhale down. Inhale back up. Exhale down. Inhale back up. And then we're going to switch sides. This time the left foot is going to go up. Exhale the heel all the way down to the earth. Inhale back up. Exhale back down. And one more time. Exhale. And then draw both knees to your chest. And then you might want to look up for a second when we're doing this. So you're going to take your feet and you're going to cross them like this. And then what's going to happen, you can end up going on your back, but just to start, I'm going to sit up. You're going to come down and you're going to start to do these circles. Yeah, you see that? Circles. I'm going to go on my back now. So you're starting to get into the hips. It feels pretty good. And the movement's like a nice wide circle. We'll do one more in this direction. And we're going to come back to center and then just switch the cross of your feet and then go the other direction. Well, you might notice a couple of cracks here and there. And maybe if you arrive at any place that's quite tight, just hold there a little bit. Explore. What is compressed there? And then one more. We'll come back to center. Bring the knees to the chest. Bring your legs all the way up again. And this time we're going to take the back of our thighs, start to draw the legs towards us. Now this may be enough for you. We'd like to keep the sacrum on the floor. Sacrum should be on the floor. And if you can start to come to your calves. Maybe all the way to the ankles. And that's going to be just about it. Just start to notice the stretch in the back line of your body. Notice what's happening with your breath. And then you can gently release your legs all the way back down to the earth. And then we'll start to move into a couple bridge poses. So let's begin by doing 5 moving bridges with our arms. So take a moment just to set up your feet. The feet are parallel to one another and the heels are right under your knees. So sometimes our feet are too wide, sometimes they're too far away, and it makes it harder to lift the hips as far. I find probably a good indicator is if your fingertips can touch your heels, but everybody's body is different. So let's just inhale all the way, lifting your arms, really pushing the feet into the earth. And then exhale, slowly releasing the spine all the way down. Inhale all the way back up. Exhale down. I'm trying to coordinate the hands and the hips at the same time. Notice what's happening with your breath. One more. And this time, keep the hips up. Release the hands all the way down to the earth. Grab your hands underneath your fists. Roll the arms underneath. So those arms are making a nice base for you now. And when you're in this position, try not to move your neck. So just listen, or you have to just kind of roll on your back and look. We're going to stay here, and then we're going to take our right leg up to the sky. If you want a little more work, and you can point and flex, point and flex, point and flex 2 more times, your foot. And then that knee's going to come down. You might bring the knees a little closer this time. Lift up the left leg, point, flex. Two more times. Feel the heat building up towards your neck and your head, maybe some perspiration in your hands, and then slowly release all the way to your back. And just pause here. Again, taking a moment to listen. Eyes are closed. The heart's beating. sensing the movement of the breath and the heart. And then we're going to gently open our eyes. And then everyone, inhale your arms above your head. And what we're going to do, we're going to exhale. And on the exhalation, we're going to come up, and you can kind of look as I'm doing this. Hands come on the outside of your legs. The chin is towards the chest. You're looking forwards. And then you're going to exhale through the mouth like this, really forcefully. So inhale like this. Exhale. Okay, we're going to do this 5 times together. So let's go. Inhale. Hold. You can keep breathing, but hold the position. Take your hands behind your head. Straighten the legs up in front of you. And slowly, slowly release the legs all the way to the earth. If you need a support, you can put your hands under your hips, using those lower abdominals. And relax, take a big stretch, arms come above your head. And then you can grab your left hand with your left wrist with your right hand. And just kind of pull over to the right side in a banana position. Inhale back to center, grab the right wrist, and then you're going to pull over to the left side. Elongating the body. And inhale back to center. Bend your knees again, and this time we're going to roll up from our potential, from this little seed that we are, and start moving a little bit more. So as you're ready, let's roll up about 3 or 4 times on the back, feeling nice on the spine. And then on the last one, we're going to roll up to seated position. Yes. Take your legs nice and wide. Give yourself some space. Take a sip. Fix your hair so it's out of the way. And then while you're here, let's do a little stretch to the side, a side stretch. So take your left hand on the inside, right by your inner calf. And then take your right arm all the way up to the sky. And then just feel from your right hip up to your middle finger. Feel that extension first. Then take your hand behind your head. Grab the base of your skull. And then you're just going to start to open towards the ceiling. The hand pushes into the base of the skull as you look up. Maybe closing your eyes. And feeling the movement inside the body. What's happening? What are you stirring up? And then you can take your arm again up to the sky and come back to center. And then we'll go to the other side. Taking the hand on the inside, arm comes up. First, find that extension, that line, all the way from the hip to your fingers. And grab the back of your head. Push the skull into your hand and open. Maybe noticing the space on the side of your rib cage, where it might be quite tense. See if you can breathe into that space. We're going to inhale back to center. And then let's take our hands to walk forwards. Slowly, slowly. Feeling the stretch on those inner thighs again. And this is up to everyone. If you're quite flexible, see where you can also keep strength. If this is a challenge here, this is enough. This is great. The idea is initially to come with a nice long back. So we really push the sits bones into the earth. Heels are grounded. And then as you're ready, you can start to come onto your forearms. This may be enough here. And just notice. Notice what's happening inside. And if you want to go all the way, you can start to release now. It's okay to curve and release the head. Coming back to that space, that infinite space of potential where the impulse arises. And then we're going to inhale, walk our hands back. Now let's take our hands behind us, and then we're just going to lift up our hips, lift your hips up, and then you're going to twist the toes to the right side, and you're going to look over your left shoulder. Come back to center, twist the toes to the left side, back to center, again. One more time. Come down, rest for a moment. Whew. Take your feet into Baddha Konasana. Grab your ankles and let's do a little flying, a little butterfly. And start to bring some energy into those hips. And then just release, pause. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale, and notice that impulse right after that exhale as you rise into the inhale. Keep your eyes closed. And then you can stretch out your legs in front of you. I'll do this at an angle, it might be the best. I'm going to wake our body up a little bit more by really simple movements. So just take your right hand on top of your left arm, and you're going to start patting. You do this 3 times on each side. Other side. And now we're going to do the legs. So for the legs, we're going to go on the outside. Other side. Stop. And do a little tap on your chest. A little Tarzan tap. Stimulate our thymus. Oh. Nice. Give yourself a pat on your shoulder. Maybe looking over to the other side. And here. And last but not least, our kidneys. Kidneys are right at the base. They're actually really the deepest organ in the body. And they're right connected below the diaphragm. They are a filter and super important reminder to stay hydrated. That keeps coming to me lately, so everyone drink up. Okay, now we're going to come to all fours. and go into a few cat-cows. So coming into all fours. You have the option, I like to actually put my toes on the ground because I like the stretch that it gives to the base of my feet versus just feet flat, but you can welcome to do that as well. So let's do 5 of these. Inhaling as you look up. Exhale down. Inhale, look up. Exhale down. Squeezing as you exhale. And one more. And coming back to all fours. And then we're going to take our right arm forwards and our left arm. And we're going to bring the elbow to join the knee. But when you do that, we're going to do the same that we did when we were on the ground. So really exhale, getting rid of things. One more. Pause. Other side. Pause. Come back to sit on your heels. Lift the arms nice and long up to the sky. Palms touch and then push up all the way to the ceiling. Take 3 deep breaths here. Squeezing into the belly on your exhalation. Release the arms forwards, pushing yourself up to an elevated table, right? Now you've got your structure. Keeping the heels high, lift your buttocks up. Lifting the buttocks nice and high. And then maybe making sure your hands are nice and wide. Fingertips grip. The base of the fingers grip. And then you're slowly going to release the right heel. And then you're going to release the left heel. And just keep doing this pedaling. But feeling like you're drawing up from the earth through your hands. And when you're ready, just settle into your down dog. Take 5 deep breaths here in down dog. Again, maybe paying attention to that impulse to breathe. And then let's take our right leg up to the sky, all the way up to the sky, and then bend your knee and start to do circles. Opening the hip. You can do 4 one way, and you can do 4 the other way. Noticing what is changing in you. What is this work doing? As you move from using your potential into the energy of movement, kinetic energy, lift up the left leg. Bend your left knee. Again. Other direction. And then release that foot. We're going to roll forwards to our first plank. Take a moment to see that the hips are in line, not too high. Bend your elbows, release all the way to the earth. Inhale into a baby cobra. And just pause again, this time in crocodile pose. The right hand is underneath the left hand, and the forehead is right on top there. Take 5 deep breaths here. And just notice what's happening inside of the body. It's amazing the potential in all of us. It's just like something we don't understand really. You have the potential that's in a seed. One little apple seed can become not only one apple tree, it's the source of a future orchard. So if you think that that seed can be the source of a future orchard, just think that what possible things lie in you. So coming back to your potential. And as you're ready, we're going to move out of crocodile into cobra. So place your hands by your shoulders. Just lift up into cobra. And then you're going to push yourself all the way back to down dog. Just take your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee. Inhale, bring it forwards, and let's go into a high lunge. Taking the arms up to the sky. Let's stay here for 5 breaths. Drawing the right hip back. Notice the quality of your breath. How much effort do you require to stay here? What can you release to stay longer? What weight are you carrying? Let's take our hands behind us. Grab your hands, make a fist. And if your shoulders are tight, you can keep your fingers a little more open like this. And then release that back foot down. And then we're going to just bend all the way down into humble warrior. So head comes down, reaching towards the earth. Arms come up. And take 4 or 5 breaths here. And just imagine that your arms are just being lifted back up. So easy, so light as you straighten your front leg, taking your hands to your hips. You bend it as you bring the left foot forwards, and then we'll step back and do the other leg. So high lunge with the left foot forwards. So just find first your base, right? Using gravity, keeping the connection in that front foot. That heel hooks up. Take that back leg, take your hand on your back thigh and just push it up. Take that same right hand on your belly, bring the belly in, protecting your low back. Facing forwards. Inhale, arms go up to the sky. And if you go a little deeper, go a little deeper, but try to keep the knee right above your ankle. Notice your heartbeat. Notice your breath. You are fine-tuning your body. You're going to drop that back foot. Take your hands behind you. We'll go into peaceful warrior, peaceful humble warrior. I like both. And just release. Using the breath. And inhale back up all the way to standing. Straighten that front leg. And this time we're actually going to come around, face forward with our legs wide. Hands on the hips. Now, this is a case you might want to use a block if you can't touch the floor. Otherwise, you're just going to go forwards. And really push the feet into the earth. Push your back outer heel. Lift your kneecaps so your legs are super engaged and strong. This helps to release and lengthen the spine. And then you can take your fingers to the earth or to your block if you need one. Just hang out here for a few breaths. Palms can go down, again, depending on your flexibility. And just observe the feeling of the hands touching the earth. The feeling of the feet touching the earth. This deep connection. And then you can take your left hand right in the center. And then you're going to open up your right hand all the way up to the sky as we twist. Try to keep your pelvis level. Come back to center. Inhale, other side. Back to center. We'll do it 2 more times each way. So the twist is really from the rib cage up. One more. Using your breath as you inhale up, exhale back down. Now then we're going to start to walk the hands behind us. Now, if you tend to hyperextend, keep a slight bend in your knees. If this is hard to reach the floor, just bend the knees. Just listen to your own body. Walk the hands back. Release the head. Hang out here for a couple breaths. Lifting up those kneecaps, walking the hands forwards. And now we're going to place our hands like we'd be ready to do a handstand. And we're going to do Shakti kicks again because, to me, that's really what we're talking about when we're talking about this potential energy. It's this vital seed that's within us that we're often unaware of. It's how we're able to reproduce. And when we can tap into it, we can do much more than we believe we can. So as you're ready, just kind of shift the weight first to your hands just to feel what that's like. This is kind of a good way to get this idea of trusting your hands, trusting the earth. And as you push your hands, you're just going to lift up, jump your feet to the center. If you've never done these, you can just watch quickly. I'm going to try to lift up, open out. The idea is to kick your butt. I'm still not there, but I'm trying. There's the potential, right? Keep going. Really waking up the body. And 2 more. And then stay with the legs wide. Place your hands on your hips. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, jump again. And notice your heart beating. Yes. Okay, are we feeling a little more awake? Let's keep moving. We'll go do, let me see what our time is, just check in. Okay, awesome. Let's do a round of 3 Surya Namaskars. And if you have a regular practice and you like a certain version, by all means do your version. Otherwise, just follow along with me. So we're going to come to the top of our mat. Let's inhale our arms all the way up to the sky. Exhale down the center line. Inhale halfway as you look up. Drop your right knee to the earth. Inhale, low lunge. Release the hands to the earth as you come into plank pose. All the way down, cobra. Push back to your down dog. Lift your right leg up, bend the knee, Inhale it to the front of the mat. Inhale the arms up. Exhale as you bring your left foot forwards to join the right foot, folding in. Inhaling all the way up, and we're going to go right down again to the left side. Inhale halfway. Left foot goes back. Inhale up. Exhale. Plank. Releasing down to the earth. Inhaling baby cobra, cobra up dog, your choice. Take the left foot up. Bend the knee. Inhale. Release. Exhale, hands down. Bring the hand forward, foot forwards. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart center. That's round one. So let's do our next two. Inhale. Exhale down. Look up halfway. Right foot back. Up to the sky. Plank. Cobra. Bend that right knee. Coming forwards. Bring the left forwards. Fold in. Check out your feet if they're parallel. Inhale the arms together in prayer position as you come down all the way to the earth again. Inhaling halfway. Left foot back. Coming up. Exhale. Plank. Release all the way down. Inhaling up. Exhale back. Left foot comes forwards. Inhaling up. Exhale. Holding in. Inhaling all the way. Exhale. Round three. Also, if anyone is newer to yoga, you're always welcome to take a rest in child's pose. Next round, inhaling the arms up. Exhale the hands to the earth. Inhale halfway. Step your right foot back. Inhale up. Exhale. We're going to hold in plank. 10 breaths. We're halfway. Come on, guys, you're so strong. And then bend those arms, chaturanga. Cobra. Push back. Lift up. The rest of this seems like a breeze now, right? Inhale up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Bring the left foot forwards as you fold in. Inhale all the way up. Exhale right back down. Inhale halfway. Step your left foot back. Inhale up. Exhale, plank. 10. Is your mind getting steadier? Or is it fighting you? Two more. And bend all the way down to the earth. Push up. Back to down dog. Lift the back leg. Bring it forwards. Inhale up. Bring the right foot to join you as you fold in. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart center and come to Tadasana. So Tadasana, feet are parallel, palms face forwards. You can close your eyes and just check in with yourself. Notice that your heart is pumping, the breath is moving, maybe a little faster than typical. Coming back to your intention. Coming back to that impulse to breathe. And your true potential. Now we're going to gently open our eyes and go into a balance pose. You have an option of using a block. This is one I like to play with, but you don't have to. If you've never tried it, we're going to do tree pose on a block, and it's interesting because it's just a different experience. But if you don't have a block, just use the floor. So take your right foot. You're going to come up on the block. And just first of all, feel the stability in that right leg. Again, pushing into that right outer heel that helps stabilize you. Just practice first, just lifting up the leg and opening out and putting back down. And this next time, come back to your foot, grab it, and then your option is to place it here on the inner thigh or down on the calf, depending on your balance. Also depends on how slippery your pants are. Just be wary and do not put it around the knee because that could knock your knee out of whack. Whew. Once you find your balance, place your hands in Anjali Mudra in front of your heart center. Maybe find a drishti or focal point in front of you. Just maybe become aware of your stability. But also, what does it require to maintain that? There's a constant movement just to stay still. And you can take your arms up above your head. And just open your arms all the way. Just like the tree spreading its branches. If you want to go into a little back bend with your shoulders, you can start to look up. You can inhale back to center. Bring the hands all the way back to your heart. Take your knee forwards and release. And shake out the leg. And just before you go on to the other side, just close your eyes and just notice the difference between each leg. Much of yoga is also observation, self-observation. What is changing when I do something differently? And then let's open our eyes and shift to the other side. So again, first just play with finding your stability. And then just lift up this leg. You can open it out. And when you feel you've got the right line, just take your right foot up and just place it in your inner thigh. It might take a while to find that center. And once you've got it, come back to your breath. Inhale the hands all the way above and open your arms. The belly is slightly drawn back. The lower ribs as well. If you want to go a little bit further, you can look up and start to arch back. And then you can play, coming back down to your heart center, releasing your leg and shaking it out. An interesting thing to notice too sometimes is when you fall out of the pose, is it because your mind is doing something? That's often the case, as was mine. And we'll just move our blocks out of the way. And just come back to your mats. Everyone take a nice big stretch. Palms reach up all the way to the sky. Exhale, arms all the way down. And then we're going to do a little cleansing practice. This is kind of fun. So you're going to take your hands in a fist. And you're going to take the index fingers together. So you're going to inhale up. You're going to exhale all the way down. Inhale up. And we'll do this together 3 times. And on the last one, exhale as much as you can. Hold it. And then slowly roll up to standing. Let's begin. Inhale. Hold. And you need to inhale yourself all the way up. Pull yourself nice and long. Retain the breath. Bring the belly in. Exhale, release. And just listen. And our next work will be Kapalabhati. So that is skull shining breath. So we've done all this movement to kind of clear out anything that's stagnant. And now we want to use this potential energy to help clear the rest of the body, clear the mind. And Kapalabhati is great for that. So to begin this breath, everyone come to a standing position. I'll come to the side here. And as you inhale deeply, exhale. You just squeeze this part of the belly right below the umbilical in. And it's a really quick squeeze, like you might want a tissue as well. Let's do 15 of these to start. Take a pause, another 15. Pause, and then we'll do the third round, we'll do 15. And then we're going to pause, exhale the breath, hold the breath as you exhale. And then when you hold it, you're just going to roll up slowly in apnea. So, and then start to breathe when you need to, right? Okay, so I'll explain that again. So you'll exhale. Then wait when you reach the chest, you start to breathe. Okay? To begin, I would just take a couple nice regular breaths. Let's go. Regular breaths. Next round. Full rate of the breath. And finally, last round. Begin. Hold. Just about as you need to inhale, come up. Inhale, hold. When you need to exhale, just release your arms to the side. And just take a moment in Tadasana to observe the effect. Eyes closed. Feet firmly connected to the earth. Notice the quality of your breath. The quality of your mind. And the sensations. Let's gently open our eyes. And we're just going to take our feet together. Take our hands behind our head. And then drawing the thighs together as well. We're just going to twist a little bit to the right side, just using the rib cage. Now take your back arm and point it behind you. Squeeze your left glute and see if you can go a little further back. Squeeze even more into the center line so you can go a little further back. Inhale back to center, hand behind your head, other side. So we inhale, exhale, we turn from the rib cage. Whole base is nice and steady. Release the back arm. Take a couple breaths here. Then squeeze your right glute and see if you can open a little bit more to the back. And then just squeeze more to your center line. And just notice as you come into the center, you can twist a little more. Inhale back to center. Hands come behind your head. Just take your elbows. We're just going to curl all the way in. All the way down, sitting a little bit, bending the knees. And then releasing the hands to the earth, sitting back. And then we're going to slowly come up to a chair pose. Inhaling up. Feet together. Sitting back a little further. And then bring your hands to your heart center. And then take a little squeeze to your right side. Left elbow comes onto the right knee. Then maybe look up to the ceiling. Inhale back to center. Other side. Inhale back to center. Push your feet into the earth. As you inhale, hands come all the way above you. And then you're going to lift up your heels as they come together. So you're in a balance on the base of your toes. Body's nice and long, belly's in. Couple more breaths here. Exhale, release, down to earth. And just shake it out. Whew, how's everyone? Warm? Feeling good? Okay, we are going to go to the ground now. Come to the top of your mats. Let's inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold all the way down. Step back to a down dog. Just pedal your feet out here. Notice the strength of your arms. And take 3 breaths in down dog. 3 deep breaths in down dog. We're going to roll forwards to our last plank. It's so easy now, right? Bend your elbows all the way down to the earth. Come into a little baby cobra. And then just push yourself back to child's pose. Take 5 deep breaths in child's pose. And come back to your intention. And then you're going to slowly go up out of child's pose. And then come to take your legs forwards. And we're going to do a seated twist. So take your, actually I'm going to do one thing before that. No, we'll do a seated twist. You see, we can decide every second, right? Anyway, take your left arm around your right knee. Front foot is flexed. And just place your hand really close to your hip. And just hang out here for a couple breaths. Just notice how you're feeling here. Maybe walk the hand a little bit further back, but keep the spine nice and long. And remember when we were standing, how we pulled into the center. Pull into the center as you start to turn back to your right shoulder. Close your eyes. And just observe your breath. Maybe you can feel the breath coming up from the base on the inhale. Exhaling down. Just imagine it spiraling up along your spine. This potential energy. And then you exhale, just releasing any remaining tension. Inhale back to center, and we'll switch to the other side. So again, get the foot pretty close to here. If you know, it can always be further out, depends on the body. Just take your right arm around the left knee. Left hand comes behind you. Inhale, nice long spine, and then we twist to the left side. And then your left side, maybe close your eyes. Notice that the right foot is flexed, the right leg is active. You come back inside. Maybe just noticing any sensations, any thoughts coming and going. And we'll slowly turn our head back to center. And then we're going to place our hands behind us. We're going to go for, we're going to do 2 options. You can do table. We just lift up like this. Head goes back if you're comfortable. Or we can go to full plank, reverse table. So everybody get into whatever position feels good for them. Fingertips face forwards. Push into the earth, really connect with that earth. Heels touch the earth, start to lift up. Look down at your toes first to start, and then maybe release the head back, depending on your neck. Rooting in. 2 more breaths. And bring the head forward first, as you slowly come down. And then everyone, we're going to go into an inversion now. And this is where I give those who would like an option to do headstand, who really like to keep a regular headstand practice. We are going to do Shavangasana, which is shoulder stand. And if you're a beginner especially, I recommend using a blanket because it's a great protection for the neck. So taking a blanket like this, you want your shoulders, the top of your shoulders, to be at the edge of the blanket. And then the head just rests on the floor. So you'll notice now you've kind of got that curve in your neck. And when I'm going to show this, I won't look at you, and this is a good cue for you as well. We never want to move our head in shoulder stand because it's not nice on the neck. So to come into shoulder stand, those who've done it, go right ahead. If you're new, the prep is like this. You're just going to lift up your hips. And you kind of wiggle a little bit. I probably need a bigger blanket, so that's just a clue for all of you. And then kind of wiggle till you get your hands right around your waist to the bottom of your lower rib cage. Legs go up above. A nice start, if you're used to do half shoulder stand, it's less pressure, so the feet would kind of come above the head. You can go all the way up to shoulder stand. And they call Shavangasana the mother of asanas. It has so many benefits for the body. As you can imagine, for the heart, for the lymph system, everything. And everyone just stay in shoulder stand or headstand for about 10 to 12 breaths. And when you've had enough, you have a couple options. You could bend your knees, or you can go into plow if your feet touch the earth. If they don't, just bend your knees. And then take your hands on the floor. And then you can slowly roll out of it, bending your knees now, all the way. Legs are long. Hands can be under the hips. We're going to go right into fish. I love to do it this way. Feet come to the earth. And now just lift up. And just notice, I'm a little bit far here, so I have to change it. So fish pose. We're going to come up to our elbows. Hands are right under the buttocks. And then a nice option, if your head does not touch the ground in this, you can use a block. So your head could touch the block as you come down. So I'll just give you that option. Toes are forwards. And really lift your collarbones. Really push up. Then you're going to start to release the head back. And then you kind of slide down as you do that. Now I'm here on the block. And it feels really good. Or I'm going to remove the block. You just slide a little further back. And you release there. And I always love like the image of like all these unnecessary thoughts are just draining into the earth. Legs are active. Throat center is wide open. And to come out of this, it's the head first. So slowly lift your head. Look at your toes. And then you can come all the way down onto your backs. And just bend your knees for a moment. Take your left foot over your right knee. Bring your right thigh up to your chest. Right hands grab the right thigh. And just play with a little resistance here as you push into the thigh and you pull your thigh towards you. And you work on opening that left hip. So the right knee is pulling this left foot towards you. You'll feel it more than the same time you're pushing away. And keeping the connection between the left foot and the knee, release your right foot to the earth, and then we're going to do a little twist to the left side, opening your right into a T, and you can turn your head to the right side. And this should feel really lovely. Just breathing into the right side of the body as we start to cool down. Come back to center, and then we'll switch sides. So the right foot goes on top of the left knee, draw the thigh towards you. And again, play with this resistance. So really pay attention to your left knee. Try to pull the left knee in and see what happens. And release your left foot down. You can open to the left side. Turn to the right side and turn your head to the left side. Come back to center. Release your foot. Just take your knees up to your chest again. Give yourself a really big squeeze. Look up at the knees. Just feeling that ball of potential that you are. Take a couple deep breaths here. And exhale, release all the way. Really just drop it. Just let go. We'll try one more time. So coming up, really squeezing, 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 squeezing. Inhaling. Exhale. Great. Now everyone, time to prepare for Shavasana. If you want to do a quick happy baby, any other move, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, we can get our blankets out. Get your pillow for under your knees if you need it. And time to get really comfy. And use this moment to reap the rewards of your effort. So as everyone comes to a relaxed position, just take a moment maybe to stretch out the right leg, lifting it up, letting it go down, and stretch out your left leg, lifting it up, letting it go down. And you can do the same thing with your right arm. Lift up, release. Inhale, left arm. Lift up, release. And then one more deep exhale through the mouth. And then just let everything go. Letting the feet relax. The ankles release tension. The calves and the knees and the thighs all let go of any holding. The pelvis is open and soft. Belly moves without any effort. This really gentle rhythm. And there's this sense of warmth and opening around the heart center. The spine and the whole back feel completely supported. The back of the head touches the floor. The back of the arms and the hands are connected to earth. Whole body releases. And the jaw that so often has this holding all the time, this tension we don't even realize is there. Let's go. Tongue is soft. Cheeks are soft. And the forehead releases any tension that remains. The nostrils are open, receptive, letting prana flow in and out of the body. And the eyes turn inwards. Coming back home. Coming back to source, your potential. And just let the body be nourished. Begin to slowly come back. Come back to the body from that infinite field of potential that we're all connected to. Come back to the mind, back to the heart, back to the breath. And take a deep inhalation, exhaling. Inhale one more time, feeling this nourishing energy enter your body. Exhale, send it to your fingers and to your toes. And you can start to wiggle your fingers and toes, creating small movements. And really just sensing the quality of the skin. Is it moist? Is it dry? Just noticing. And then you can start to make larger movements, moving the ankles and the wrists. And then as you're ready, take a deep inhalation, stretching the arms all the way above your head. Exhale, release the hands next to the hips. And then bend your knees, placing your feet firmly on the earth. And then draw them up to your chest, giving yourself a big hug. And maybe rolling a bit on your spine. And then finally rolling all the way over to your right side. Place your left hand on the earth and use that connection, pushing against gravity as you lift yourself up to a seated position. And with the eyes closed or with a slight gaze, we'll take our hands in front of our heart center in Anjali Mudra and finish our practice chanting together Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Take a deep inhalation. Exhale. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a lovely Friday here, and I wish everyone a wonderful Friday afternoon. Courtney has a class tomorrow morning live. I'll be back on Tuesday at 5. And I'm thinking of doing something else I might post up. I don't know if I'll get it up this weekend, but it might be there. And I'm sure if you check out our YouTube channel, you can find many other great offerings. I know Altair has got a couple interesting things that have come up recently, looking at pomegranates, for one thing, and herbs. And we also have Anne, who did just a yoga therapy session yesterday that I'm going to try to explore. And of course, if you want to know more about us, you can check out mytree.com. Everyone, Love you. Have a wonderful day. And I'll see you soon. Bye.